Welcome back to Trilogy Jewelers with me, Frankie Mardell, and here today I have an incredibly impressive Rolex, a late release Rolex and a rare piece with a rare dial. And I'm so excited to show you guys. I was really excited to get it into stock. Without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at this incredible piece. Here we have the Rolex Day-Date 36mm 128-238. You say, Frank, Rolex Day-Date 36mm? That doesn't sound super exciting. Yes. Maybe not, until you take a further look at it and you look at the dial on this beautiful piece. Carnelian diamond dial. As you can see, every Roman numeral is made out of diamonds, as well as beautiful stone carnelian dial. This is a super rare piece. It was officially unveiled at Watches and Wonders in 2023, and you haven't seen many of them on the market, probably because of the high retail price. These stone dials sell for a lot more at retail than their plain dial counterparts, especially when Rolex manufactures using a new material or a material they haven't used for a while, which is the case with this Carnelian Day-Date. You can see carnelian as a stone being used as a dial from Rolex on many vintage Datejust and Day-Dates from the 80s and 90s, but we haven't seen them use it on a later model for many, many years, up until 2023 when they released this beautiful piece. And it was well received by the watch world. I, for one, think it's absolutely beautiful. Carnelian has been used in jewellery for thousands of years, going back to the Neolithic period. The Egyptians and Romans adorned their jewellery with carnelian as a centerpiece. Carnelian is known as a stone of motivation. It was used for warriors, believing that the carnelian brought strength. It carries with it a legacy of vitality and good fortune. Its warm orangey hue and naturally varying patterns transform each dial into a one-of-a-kind piece of art. This isn't just any dial. It's a slice of history, literally carved from a gemstone that has enchanted humanity for millennia. When compared to other Rolex stone dials, such as the lapis lazuli, the malachite, the tiger's eye, or the onyx, the carnelian reigns supreme as it is the rarest of the bunch. You'll see a lot more of the aforementioned stone dials as you would do the carnelian dial that we have here today, making them much more sought after and that much harder to get. As I mentioned in a lot of my videos, my favourite thing about stone dials and naturally occurring dials as opposed to enamel and painted dials is the natural variation within them. It's that no two pieces are going to look exactly the same because they are naturally occurring elements, and that almost makes every single stone dial, mother of pearl dial, meteorite dial almost a piece unique in and of itself because you'll never see another one exactly the same. Rolex as a company are known for their excellent craftsmanship for more than 100 years, but even they had to up their game when working with carnelian. It's known for being really delicate, and Rolex had to cut and shape the dial without breaking it, which is hard, and I have heard some of these have broken in the production process, but fortunately they managed to succeed enough to bring us the beautiful carnelian dials we get to see today. This was a bit of an unexpected release and not one of the most talked about releases of 23. Obviously 2023 was the year of the Daytona, the 50th anniversary, discontinuing the 116 references and in with the 126. Very, very exciting, but there was a few really nice Day-Dates and Day-Date dials released, and this is probably the best of them. It was exciting and beautiful, and it remains that way today. And it's nice that they've started to hit the market. But even if you look around, there's not tons of them available because, as I said, Rolex produces so few of these and they're pretty hard to get and come by. We're lucky to even have one. If I'm completely honest, this watch has been out for 18 months and it's actually the first time we've had one in stock because the demand wasn't there and we never got offered one at the right price, but I'm glad to have one now because I personally think it's an absolutely astoundingly beautiful piece. I love the fact that Rolex has brought carnelian back, so you get all the precision and the luxury and the weight and the engineering of the newest Rolex line of the Day-Dates, the 128, 238s, but you get the old style vintage feel of the old carnelian. It reminds me of when you see those Aston Martin DB5s or Jaguar E-types from days gone by that have been modernized and brought into the modern era with all the creature comforts that we see in our modern cars and newer engines for reliability. As mentioned, this is a 128, 238, which model was released in 2019, and it features Rolex's updated Day-Date movement, the caliber 3255, which has a power reserve of 72 hours, which is a huge improvement on the Day-Dates of the past, but they still have that classic styling of the 60s and 70s of the original James Bond DB5 and the E-types, but with a modern feel and modern reliability. I feel the same way about this carnelian. Not only is this a beautiful yellow gold carnelian dial, it also has factory set diamonds in Roman numerals all across the dial, not just the 6 but all the way around, and I think that really goes to elevate the look and the feel and the shine of the dial. Whilst this is an incredible watch and I absolutely love it, I must say guys, there is one big problem. Do you know what it is? I've mentioned it a few times, and it still hurts me to my core that nobody at Rolex is listening, and I don't know why. This watch, the Carnelian, is only offered in 36mm. And yes, I know what the purists say, the Day-Date was made as a 36mm in 1956, and that is true. And I love that, and I love the history behind that, and the fact that that is the case, and we'll always, always, always see the production of the 36mm Day-Date with the President bracelet. But in 2008, Rolex did one of my favorite things, which was release the 41mm, the Day-Date 2, which for me, being 6'7" and with quite large wrists, suits my wrists a lot better, and I can't really wear 36mm after wearing these larger watches. All my watches are 39mm and above, and even my 39s are APs, which, you know, come up quite big. All of the cool dials, for some reason, are reserved across Day-Date and Datejust for 36mm. We saw it with the concentric dials, the palm dials, the Jubilee dials, the Stellar dials, the Malachite dials. Pretty much all of the stone dials until the Day-Date 40 release were available in 36. And again, I'm sad to report, the Carnelian is only available in a 36mm, which on the one hand I understand with paying homage to the original Day-Date lineup, but on the other hand, purely from a selfish perspective, I would love to wear this watch. It just looks too small. Unfortunately, I have to love this watch from afar, possibly on your wrist. Carnelian Dial retails from the Rolex authorized dealer at £41,950. But as I said, these are rare watches and really hard to get, and you don't see a lot of them on the market. So they are selling for a small premium above retail. We have this one here today. It's a 2024 unworn model, full set with box and papers, and it's available now for £46,850. So it's over retail by just over 10%, which I don't think is the end of the world for one of the coolest dials that Rolex has released in recent years for the Day-Date lineup. Now it's time to rank with Frank. The first watch that we ranked was the Sodalite Diamond Dial Daytona 116509 on the full bracelet. So if you click up here, you can watch that video to see what we ranked that. But the Carnelian Day-Date is the watch of the day that we're going to rank. And for me, I'm going to give this a solid 8.2. It's a beautiful watch and I love the history behind it, but I just hate the fact that I can't wear it, and this is my personal opinion, so don't shoot me. So that brings us to the end of the video. I'd love to know what you guys think about the Carnelian Day-Date. And do you agree with my ranking of 8.2? I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. And stay tuned on our channel. We've got some exciting new content coming out. We've got something really exciting we've been working on, which I think you guys are going to love. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.